We are set to go. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by our official climate finance partner, Aspiration. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor, Maria Tribal Piece, your announced team, getting set for Game 7 of 24 this season. Jumping for joy in the goal, that's Britt Reed. She'll be captaining the team in blue this afternoon, matching up against Team Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo inside the draw circle to get us going. The officials are Ronnie Anton, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Devin Holcomb, Liz Brush, and Lynn Bowers. As we are off and running the second of 4 weeks of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse play. Dempsey Arsenault with a 2-point pickup and draw control for Team Apuzzo in orange.
Here in Athletes Unlimited, everything you do on the field matters. Whether it's scoring a goal, making a save, everything has a point value matched up with it. And again, starting with that draw control, you get possession for your team.
6-on-6 at this end of the field. The roster sizes are 14 per team. That pass is low. Apuzzo does track it down. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited as Kayla Wood defends on Apuzzo. Apuzzo turns, feeds Fortunato, who fires, had that one broken up in front, and the ground ball belongs to Kayla Wood.
Haley Warden, number 22 for Team Reed in the blue jersey. She was the one able to knock that shot down, causing a turnover. You're going to recognize her on both ends of the field. No surprise, Courtney. Haley Warden, third year in Athletes Unlimited, and she led Athletes Unlimited and caused turnovers in the inaugural season. She always has her head on a swivel defensively. She knows where to be, how to knock those passes down. But even in her on-ball defense, she has the ability to be tough on the attacker's hands and create turnovers that way as well. Rookie Erica Evans from north of the border finds Lauren Gilbert. Gilbert hovering around that 8-meter arc. If you score from behind it, you'll get 2 for your team, 16 points for yourself. Izzy McMahon is riding along on an 11-game goal-scoring streak, number 2 in the blue. Shot clock is down to 7. Warden a long way from the cooker. McMahon with a split dodge gets underneath, sends it wide of the cage, guarded by Katie Glynn. This will be a shot clock violation against Team Reed. Great defensive effort for Team Apuzzo. As they are stepping onto the field, you want to make sure to have confidence your first possession down, whether it's making a save or having a big defensive stand just like they had. Everyone in those orange jerseys are going to get a +2 to their name for that quality Team D. Apuzzo thought about the 2-point shot, then hands it off to the all-time leader in Athletes Unlimited 2s. That's Johansson, who rolls in to score. Their second possession, we saw a little bit of a different offensive set than what we had seen during their first possession, which didn't culminate in a shot on goal. But Amanda Johansson, you see her quick roll, her release away from the sliding defense. I like how she's able to drop her stick low, change her level, take that shot on the run. Not easily said and done, but as soon as she had a step on her defensive player, you knew she was looking to release that ball. Amanda Johansson climbing on the leaderboard. She has goals in all 4 games this summer. Just about 2.5 minutes into a Thursday night matchup between Team Reed and Team Apuzzo. If you're new to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, folks, every quarter matters. Each quarter, there are 20 points on the line for all 14 players on the roster of the team that outscores the other in each frame. When you win the game, 45 points will come your way. Apuzzo, who began this week number 2 on the leaderboard, finds Grace Griffin, work it quickly, Fortunato fires, and Reed anticipated that well. Then there was some interference in the crease there that batted it wide. It'll be Team Reed ball. That was a picture-perfect 2v1 in transition to goal. However, Britt Reed had her number. Grace Griffin with the shot, Britt Reed with the even bigger save. Joe, we talk a lot about the offense, but it's the goalkeepers and the defense that we've really noticed here in Season 3. They're starting to figure things out. Every save that is made by Britt Reed and Katie Glynn earns them 5 points on the leaderboard. 1-0 advantage for Team Apuzzo in the orange. Amanda Johansson has the lone strike. Evans sweeping in. Fidgeting there with her at her hip was Dempsey Arsenault defensively. Scotty Rose Growney given a nudge by Ella Simpkins, one of the top defenders in Athletes Unlimited. Shot clock's at 15.
Kennedy, always a spark plug, 42 in the blue. Powers her way into the alley, then fires one high on Glynn. In lacrosse, closest to the ball where and when it leaves the field gets possession. The officials keep it with Team Reed, but this is going to be a shot clock violation against the gang in blue. Folks, throughout this weekend, we'll be drawing your attention to the leaderboard. Kayla Marino, the defending champion, finds herself on top again. These leaderboards will continuously shuffle. Every moment matters in Athletes Unlimited as Apuzzo goes to goal. Looked like she was held there by Evans. The officials spot the infraction.
This is going to be our first free position of the game. It was inside of that critical scoring area. We only take them at the top center point in Athletes Unlimited.
Apuzzo cranks it up, and that's stabbed by Britt Reed, who pounds the ball down on the turf. Here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, we're about 20 minutes north of Baltimore. It's a humid late afternoon here in the Mid-Atlantic region. There is precipitation expected in the forecast. Still hazy, sunny skies for the moment as we near the midway mark of the first quarter.
I like the fact that Team Reed is slowing things down a little bit, taking their time. Their first two possessions, they didn't capitalize in any shots on goal, so they want to really take their time and look at the best opportunity.
Scotty Rose Growney with a missile from the outside. She scores.
I always seem to be a little bit of good luck for the team when I say just as they're about to slow things down, Scotty Rose Growney had other thoughts in mind, a lot of space and time as she has tied things up here for Athletes Unlimited, Team Reed versus Team Apuzzo.
Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by our official climate finance partner, Aspiration. The wind's starting to pick up. First quarter of play. We play 10-minute frames in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Britt Reed and Sam Apuzzo squaring off. Amanda Johansson on the board for Apuzzo so far. Scotty Rose Growney just tallied for Team Reed. As we enter week 2, we introduce you to the 4 captains this weekend.
4 captains, Marino, Apuzzo, and Reed, were also captains during week 1. Lizzie Colson, the newbie here in season 3, but she is used to being a captain as last season she had that opportunity. So none of these captains, it was their first time. They really knew what they were doing during the draft. So I do expect for all of their teams to have some quality chemistry on the field.
Sam Apuzzo has been a captain some 6 weeks in a row. When she arrived at the draft table court, she focused in on these 3 mates.
Not surprising, Dempsey Arsenal was her teammate at Boston College as well as on Team USA. Amanda Johansson, another top midfielder, so she knew the importance of having players at both ends of the field who could really produce numbers. And then Courtney Fortunato, she has a great connection with, as they both are either dodgers or facilitators on the offensive end, as well as know the importance of riding hard.
Getting set for the continuation of this opening quarter. It's Allie Kennedy. Players give us great access on the field. Allie is wearing a microphone and will be taking us into the game throughout. Allie, what have you seen so far in the first 5 minutes of the action?
This game is always fast-paced. It's always up and down. Two great defensive teams here, so it's going to be a great battle.
Allie, the importance of the draw control. We see you out there through and through. What are some strategies in order to win that ball?
Good communication, trusting your taker, and just reading the ball as soon as it goes up. It's a little generic to say, but it's the truth. Just read and react and try and be athletic.
Allie, we appreciate the thoughts. We'll be checking in with you throughout the game. Thanks.
Thank you.
42, saddling up next to Dempsey Arsenault there as we get set for the chaos around the draw circle. Sam Apuzzo has had control of the first two draws. Trying to make it 3 for 3 against Livy Rosenzweig. 54 in the blue is an injury substitution. We welcome Livy Rosenzweig to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She was drafted in the college draft in 2022. Did not play a season ago. She was part of the Loyola coaching staff.
She had come off a stellar campaign as a senior in 2022. However, school prohibited her from being able to compete in Athletes Unlimited. She's most definitely excited to be back.
Gilbert on the go with a bouncer. Glynn made that stop at her knees. Her first save, give her 5 more points on the leaderboard. Katie Glynn, the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited, was in the top 4 as Simpkins rolls back through midfield.
Joe, you had mentioned 5 points for a save for any of these goalkeepers. That's new in Athletes Unlimited this year. In the past, goalies had received 6 points. Now that they just received 5, you would think it's unfair, but the goalkeepers all said they think it's fair and equitable, as so many of them were ranked in the top 10 previously. The players love how they constantly have a voice here within Athletes Unlimited.
Fortunato sharing the ball with Sam Geyersbach, who grew up on the same block with Sam Apuzzo. They are very good friends. Their families are very tight as well. Fortunato on the feet for Geyersbach. 8 seconds to shoot. Good stick there by Britt Reed to deflect that pass. They're giving a new shot clock, though. That was a pass that was deflected. Sam Apuzzo's team won't mind at all as they get 50 seconds to operate.
And Joe, I think the referees are going to be talking about this, whether or not that shot clock should be reset. Usually it's off of a shot and a save.
Officials in conference, Patty Clutcher-Porter, Lynn Bowers joined there as Ronnie Anton enters the picture as well. So the possession here is going to be awarded to Britt Reed. Her team in blue. Defending champion Taylor Marino against Lizzie Colson in the nightcap from USA Lacrosse headquarters, a game you can check out on ESPNU this evening, starting approximately 7:30 Eastern. As Izzy McMahon rolls back ahead. McMahon, an igniter of the offense for whomever she plays. Made a huge jump in her draft position on the strength of her performance last weekend, which included a 4-goal game. McMahon on the go, draws the double. She's swarmed there, and Arsenault makes the takeaway along with Detweiler. Detweiler running, looking for the fast break, chased by Kennedy. Good work by Allie. No numbers advantage. They'll settle in 6-on-6.
Speed for speed, you see why midfielders are so important. They have to be able to track back onto the defensive end of the field. Allie Kennedy, wearing number 42 in blue, slowing that fast break that Team Apuzzo just had, potentially stopping a man-up situation.
Inside, quick stick score! Sam Apuzzo from Sam Geyersbach.
Sam Geyersbach oftentimes taking on her one-on-one matchup. This time her eyes are up. She sees her cutting captain, Sam Apuzzo, from the top, who knows so well how and when to cut. Her timing is impeccable as she has now given the lead to her team right before she comes back to this center draw. Talk about her on the offensive end of the field, but she does do it all. Again, taking the draw, winning possession for her team.
Nice help from Geyers back, and folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season, see how many trees will be planted, thanks to Aspiration's support. Apuzzo and Johansson with goals, sandwiched around a strike from Scotty Rose Growney. You're all caught up. 8 minutes into the opening quarter, 20 points on the line for the team that wins this first quarter of play. High fly ball there off the draw. Draw control to Courtney Taylor for Sam Apuzzo's squad in the orange, as Ella Simpkins will drive back. Simpkins, who played with Team Marino last week. The rosters in Athletes Unlimited, Courtney, they're always fluid. The teams are never the same from week to week.
You know, and that can be hard for any player on the field to get used to. But they do have practices throughout the week, 2 practices, Tuesday, Wednesday. They feel like they get to know one another, especially the rookies, now that they understand the format of Athletes Unlimited.
Johansson will kick it back behind the cage for Geyers back. She's playing hide and seek with Warden. Turns and fires. Straightening up to make that denial was Britt Reed, as the ball's taken off the ground by Marge Donovan. 4 years at Princeton, finished her collegiate career at Maryland. 3 saves for Reed as Wood advances. That pass will get away from Gilbert and roll all the way to Katie Glynn. An empty possession there for Team Reed.
That's right. As you look at the field right now, Team Apuzzo in the orange jerseys, they are just controlling possession of the game. There's not a lot of time left. They're going to look to extend the clock, use it to their advantage, get the last shot, but they have most definitely dominated.
Courtney, they can hold the ball. They can win the quarter without taking a shot. Shot clock is turned off. 30 seconds left in the half. And one thing the players have learned from season to season in Athletes Unlimited, winning the quarters accumulates so many points. They all focus and fixate on winning each frame.
I think Nicole Levy said it best the last game, win the quarter.
On the outside, it's Arsenal. 10 ticks remaining. Interior pass. Shovel shot there by Fortunato goes high. Courtney, I think Courtney Fortunato's going to have a big weekend. She usually works well with Apuzzo. There's another sidewinder that sails high. Fortunato never afraid to let that shot go. We are done with 10 minutes at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Aspiration. Amanda Johansson got things off to a flying start. It is Team Apuzzo on top by 1 after 1.
Everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Third to throw home. Got her! Enough for Hens to be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Every Monday in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we have the draft. Captains selecting their teams, roster sizes of 14. Sam Apuzzo, 6 straight weeks as a captain. And there's defending champion Taylor Marino assembling her squad as we get you to Game 7 of 24 this summer. Season 2, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The draft, Ali Mastriani was a captain last week, Court. This week, she was the #1 overall pick.
Ali Mastriani, one of those two-way midfielders. There's not a lot of them out there, and they are so important here in Athletes Unlimited. Abby Bosco, Katie Detweiler, the first two rookies selected, they were in draft number 4 round, and they were selected back-to-back. It shows the importance of quality defense. Surprising that a great goalkeeper like Katie Glynn wasn't taken until later in the draft. Well, you have to look. You have Reed and Marino as a captain.
Not often do you see a rookie so high up on the leaderboard. Bosco began the play today, number 5 on the overall leaderboard. When we're finished with play on Sunday in the doubleheader, the top 4 players on the leaderboard will be captains for week 3. And again, we'll go through the draft process every Monday as we head towards the culmination of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, August 13. New name to the fold, Livy Rosenzweig, subbing in, number 54, 4 times an All-American at Loyola. She jumps into Athletes Unlimited. Haley Radigan will be listed as inactive for the remainder of this season. Hard luck injury back in week 1.
You know, I had the opportunity to catch up with Team Reed before the game, and Cookie Carr, who's a veteran, had said it is always sad when a player has to leave due to an injury, but the team welcomed with open arms Livy Rosenzweig. She was at both practices. The team has a lot of great vibes going. They had a team breakfast, and they're feeling confident.
Livy Rosenzweig shared a mark with Kylie Oldmiller, in fact, with her amazing productivity at Loyola with the Greyhounds. At one point in time, she and Oldmiller were the only players in NCAA history to have over 200 goals and 200 assists. So this is a player who should find Athletes Unlimited very much to her liking.
You know, we see her at the draw circle. She's not just a goal-scoring producer or a facilitator giving those helpers out to her teammates, but she was a draw taker at the collegiate level as well, and she did a tremendous job at Loyola. Again, it's all about gaining possession for your team.
She'll get right in there against Sam Apuzzo, 14 in the orange. Apuzzo's team winning the opening quarter 2-1. Everybody on the Apuzzo roster getting 20 points on the leaderboard thanks to that. And the first possession of quarter number 2. Apuzzo dominating at the draws, taking 4 of the first 5. Dempsey Arsenault, she says Sam Apuzzo's like a sister to her. Apuzzo on the go, bouncer, she scores!
Amanda Johansson liked the mismatch that she had on offense. As soon as she caught the ball, that nice little jab and stutter. Again, we see the late slides coming offensively. When you know that you can take on your one-on-one, you want to do it. You have the green light when the ball is in your stick. Amanda Johansson recognizing that immediately and love her quickness in dodging the goal.
Amanda Johansson second on the day. She was with Team Apuzzo in week 1 as well. She told us that she always cherishes the ability to still be playing lacrosse in Athletes Unlimited. Outstanding performer at the University of Southern California. Team Apuzzo in orange, on top by 2. This time, again, the draw comes up. Arsenault for Apuzzo. Apuzzo looking for a fast break, but none develops as she'll sub out to get her offensive stick.
You know, as they wait for their captain to come back onto the field, nobody's been a captain more than Sam Apuzzo, and it kind of seems unfair that she just knows how to select a team, and she does it so well.
Arsenault will flip. This is Katie Ramsey. Ramsey, a rookie, finding the cross crease pass rather for Apuzzo that misfires. This will be a turnover back to Team Reed in blue, just getting going in the second quarter. Britt Reed, her team facilitator, his wife, Christy Foote. Those two parents to baby boy River, who's been in attendance.
A total family affair.
Completely. No coaches in Athletes Unlimited. It's facilitators. These are helpers, advisors, organizers on draft day. A little bit of everything to assist their captains. Gilbert off the split dodge for Kennedy. Keeps it hot there to Warden. Then back behind for McMahon. 20 seconds to shoot. Izzy waits. Dancing around the goal circle. Detweiler with her. From the bad angle, Glynn just made that stop there on Gilbert. 5 points for every goal he saves. Simpkins in a tussle with Kennedy. They're going to award the ball to Team Reed in blue.
One of the benefits of Team Reed, they have a lot of quickness, a lot of speed, especially in their midfield through their attacking side, even onto their defensive end. That was one of the bonuses. They feel like they can be faster than a lot of the teams set out here.
McMahon slithers inside. A soft shot there that's nudged away by Glynn. Ground ball belongs to Courtney Taylor, who played with Team Mastriani. She was in blue last week. As Taylor gets the jump across midfield, you have 20 seconds to clear the midline in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse as you peek at the leaderboard up to the minute. Johansson with a couple of goals. For every tally, you get 12 points to add to your leaderboard total. Apuzzo marked by Wood, ball down, and there's Cookie Carr kicking it ahead. Kristen Carr, newly named head coach of the women's lacrosse team at nearby Towson University. Great ride there, forcing the turnover. Geyer's back with a takeaway. All alone, Fortunato, she scores!
Joe, you said it. It's all about the ride, winning the ball back for your team. Sam Geyer's back, number 38 in orange right there for Team Apuzzo. Chasing that ball down. Quick ball movement to a waiting Courtney Fortunato. 1v none in front of the goalkeeper. It looked so easy, but again, it was all about the double team. Carrying that ball over, a midi had to hold back. There was a lot of communication. And again, Sam Geyer's back. She's not a midfielder, but she knew that she had the wherewithal to turn that defender back, creating that opportunity to go for the check.
Folks, you can get your tickets to our virtual Summer Fan Fest July 31st by joining the Unlimited Club. Hear from your favorite players, experience one-on-one meet and greets, giveaways, and more. Just now for $20 a year at auprosports.com/membership. All coming up this weekend. Rosenzweig with the draw. She gets 2 points for the draw control. Sharing the rock with Allie Kennedy. Kennedy speeds towards the arc, the 8-meter. That's the foundation for the 2-point goals. Score with both feet planted behind the arc. You get 2 for yourself. 16. 16 for yourself and 2 for the squad as Kennedy goes to goal. With Evans. Measured there by Simpkins. Fires and scores. Crossing over to beat Glynn.
I like that matchup. Coming around from the strong lefty side, Erica Evans. She's a natural lefty. She saw the sweep, the opportunity in front of her. Again, those defensive players from that weak side, they're off a little bit, shooting across her body again before anybody can make contact. Erica Evans, even though she's a rookie here in Athletes Unlimited, she is a veteran player, not just at the collegiate level. She ended her career at the University of Maryland, but on Team Canada, she won a gold and a silver last summer at World Championships and World Games for Canada.
2 tallies 34 seconds apart. Fortunato for Team Apuzzo in the orange. Evans strikes back in the quarter. Team Apuzzo leading 2-1 as they did in the opening frame. 20 points alive for whichever squad wins the quarter. Sammy Jo Tracy enters the picture at the draw circle against Rosenzweig. One of Sammy Jo's specialties, the draw control, credited for taking it to another level. 13 in the orange, tried to spear that one out of the air. Rosenzweig gets it, and possession for Team Reed. Snaking her way through defenders, she got bumped down by Griffin. This will stay Team Reed ball. Of what you've seen so far, Courtney, what are your early thoughts on Rosenzweig?
You know, I like that she has the ability to be multifaceted on the field. She is using a draw stick. We saw the last time she took the draw, she didn't swap sticks, and it's just a huge disadvantage when you aren't using the draw stick. It's basically like giving the ball to the other team. That time she used it in the draw, and we saw just a totally different outcome.
She's already switched to an offensive cross. She gets worked over by Simpkins, the takeaway Johansson, and now Taylor will speed in. Courtney Taylor with Gilbert racing her down. Geyer's back on the flip for Fortunato, defended by Carr. Midway mark of the second quarter. Johansson leading the way on the score sheet for Team Apuzo in orange. She has 2 strikes. Dempsey Arsenault is outside the 8-meter arc. Drawing a couple defenders. Johansson from deep, and Reed answers that 2-point attempt. Britt Reed already with a handful of stops, 5 in this first half alone. Her outlet right on target. Transition game now. Gilbert with a whistler that's denied by Katie Glynn. The outlet pass to the defender, Courtney Taylor, one of many former BC Eagles in the lineup. Here's another from BC, Arsenault to another in Apuzo. You get the idea as to why Apuzo drafted who she drafted.
And you saw her give the hand, telling everyone to slow things down in transition, give a breather.
So many college chums out there for 14 in the orange. The captain has the ball at X. Ayla Wood looking things over defensively. 22 seconds to shoot for Johansson in a 4-2 lead for the team in orange. Fortunato, then Arsenault draws and dishes. Nice save there by Reed as she went to the split to beat Apuzo. Fresh 60 seconds. Griffin fires. There's Reed again. A stone wall between the pipes. 7 stops and counting for Britt Reed.
Joe, and it's not even halftime. You can see why she is just a defensive stalwart. Again, a true leader in the backfield. She keeps everyone calm, cool, and collected, but they actually said she's quite funny as well.
Evans lets it fly. That's a stop for Katie Glynn, ankle high. In the second quarter, Team Apuzo leads the scoring 2-1, 20 points on the line for whichever team wins the frame. Glynn is up to 5 stops. Reed's got 7. The netminders are stealing the headlines in the first 17 minutes today. Johansson will direct traffic. Amanda with a goal in the first, another goal in the second. Fortunato has tallied in this frame. Griffin getting downhill. Geyer's back is next. Apuzo with a sneak. Ali Palermo right there with her. Apuzo turns and scores! Jumping into another goal-scoring celebration. Apuzo has her second on the day.
Sam Apuzo, she lives at the crease, so incredibly shifty in and around. She's a sniper with her shot. Gotta love her precise shooting. But again, the back and the forth, getting the defender to bite from one side the other. Apuzo extending the lead for her team.
Fans getting a head start on the weekend here, a Thursday night at USA Lacrosse headquarters with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse presented by Aspiration. You see the second quarter now, Apuzo a 3-1 advantage, 5-2 overall. They're attempting to sweep the quarter points in both the first and second frame. It's time for us to go into the game, presented by Air National Guard. We take you inside the huddle with Team Reed.
We have to dictate them. They're getting every shot and every opportunity they want. We have to trust getting out, getting on them, and not letting them do what they want to do. Make them make rush decisions.
It's 2-1, right? And we have a lot more that we can give out there, so let's continue to back each other up, stay in the moment, okay? Izzy's getting quadruple teams. We got to make sure that we're working more with each other and not just a one-man show.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's go.
So many players, captains, coaches in the past, All-Americans throughout the roster of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. So in every huddle court, there's a lot of vocal communication. Players who know what they're doing at both ends of the field.
Players who know what they're doing, but you need to also have listening ears. So you can talk the talk. Britt Reed, an assistant coach at Denver. Cookie Carr, recently named the head coach at Towson. We heard both of their voices, but you need to have players who are willing to listen and then apply what you just talked about. Because a change needs to be made, as obviously they need to score some goals. That's where they've been lacking.
Britt had some amazing role models as coaches in her collegiate days. There's Little River.
River could give them some advice.
Oh, I don't know about that. He's looking cool, though, and I'm digging the hat. It's just my size.
You know, he has a jersey. He has a blue jersey, and both Britt Reed and her wife, Christy Foote, said it just hasn't arrived yet. So hopefully he'll be able to sport that on Saturday or Sunday.
Talking about Britt's role models, she was coached by the likes of Dowd and Block and Tumalo while she was at Oregon. Knows her way around that lacrosse field, especially on the defensive end, and she has been razor sharp in front of Little River so far tonight.
We saw her just talking with the team, and she said she always does well of being calm in tough moments, and I'd say now's a tough moment. They're down by 3 goals. They want to try and come back and at least win this second quarter, end on a positive before going into the half. Even when chaos is around her, she's always felt that her mental game has been a bright spot.
We always appreciate all the access the players give us, wearing the microphones, wearing the IFBs, talking to us throughout the game. Britt's always happy to do so, and we'll be tracking her thoughts throughout the day. In this one, with her squad trailing the team led by Sam Apuzzo. Apuzzo, who placed second to Taylor Marino in Season 2 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Britt Reed's team having a difficult offensive shooting half, just 2 for 9 so far in the first 20 minutes. Conversely, Sam Apuzzo's squad has tallied 5 of its first 14 shots. Give the captain some draw control there. 2 more points for Sam as they work 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Final 2.5 minutes of the opening half. Joe and Courtney up top. Maria Tribal-Peace is your sideline reporter. We shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for all of their efforts throughout the day and night. 2 games today. We have Team Marino and Team Colson coming up, 7:30 Eastern. That one you can check out on ESPNU. Griffin off the Fortunato sweep. Johansson finds Geyers back. That's off the outside of the goal as Reed will look to clear. You have 20 seconds to advance over the midline in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. No worries for Cookie Carr. Cookie was nicked last week, bouncing back from injury.
I like the fact that she's keeping the defense honest. She was able to score a goal in week 1, again, because it's all about balls in your stick, you have possession, go to goal if the opportunity presents itself. Nobody picked her up, so she scored her second goal of Athletes Unlimited.
Everybody focused on the leaderboard. Follow your favorite player throughout these 4 weeks of Athletes Unlimited. Off the split dodge there, Evans was ripped off beautifully. Griffin with a caused turnover. Give her plus 14 for that. Griffin on her way with Geyers back, looking for the trailer. No slow break. Fortunato got crossed up by the pass. It's a turnover. Back to Team Reed with 60 seconds to operate. Kayla Wood knows a thing or two about being captain. She had that on her back in the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited. That was 2021 when we were in the Metro DC area at Maureen Hendricks Field. A timeout called with just about 45 ticks remaining in the half.
that first season, Kayla Wood, she was so electric to watch on the field. She wasn't afraid to speak up. Again, it was all about being a captain, wearing that gold jersey that she wore continuously throughout those first few weeks. That first season had 5 weeks of games, consecutive seasons, season 2 and 3 with 4 weeks.
And all of this on the eve of championship season number 4 in softball beginning in Illinois tomorrow. This weekend, folks, PLL games beginning Saturday on ESPN Plus, 6 and 8:30 Eastern. Sunday, we have the Water Dogs and the Archers at 3 Eastern on ABC and ESPN Plus. That's followed by the Whip Snakes and Chaos. That one only available on ESPN Plus. All games coming from the Dallas Cowboys Indoor Stadium, the Ford Center in Frisco. So, we set things up for you with 45 seconds remaining. Team Apuzzo won the first quarter 2-1. They're winning the second quarter 3-1. If it holds, everybody on the roster, all 14 players, get 20 points.
You know, Joe, if Team Reed could come up with a strong 2-point goal, they could tie things up, which would mean that the 20 points of the second quarter get pushed to the third. It would end in a tie, so they would have time. And they do have some 2-point shooters. Izzy McMahon, Haley Warden, a lot of players out there who have the power to be able to do so.
Kennedy finds Scotty Rose Growney, another player who can shoot from long range. She has one career 2-pointer in her career, does Growney. 25 seconds left. McMahon on the hop. Shaded by Detweiler. Izzy draws a double. Scotty Rose Growney fended off by Simpkins. 12 seconds left. That's a tough pass through the seam of the D. It's a turnover. Picked off by Johansson. 7 seconds to go. Does Griffin have enough time to get to the cage? Down to 3. Play it on the wing. Geiersbach didn't come up cleanly. That's going to do it for the opening half, with Team Apuzzo winning both the first and second quarters and taking the 5-2 advantage.
Team Apuzzo, from winning the draw control, they have been able to come up with some good, solid offensive possessions, working together. We've seen a lot of different looks, a lot of different settled offenses, and I think that they have a huge advantage right now. They just look to be gelling more as a team.
That's something Courtney Fortunato was always mindful of heading into any beginning of an Athletes Unlimited week. She said it's important to gel quickly. You don't have a lot of time in practice. You've just come off of working with another set of attackers. You have to be able to mesh in a hurry.
You do, and Sammy Jo Tracy said it best. She said we have the Sam Apuzzo, Dempsey Arsenal connection. We have the Sam just doing Sam things. That's huge.
Maria Tribal Pieces standing by with Sam Apuzzo.
Sam, your team dominated the possessions in that first half, especially in the first quarter. What did you like from them in that way?
Just felt like we were in control for a lot of the game, which is how we wanted to start. Our defense was playing lockdown, giving us a lot of opportunities to have possession and hold it. And I think our offense is just playing in a flow right now, kind of letting each other work for what we want.
Still a whole nother half left to go. How do you keep that control and that pace?
I think just keep our heads level, keep us calm, keep feeding off the defense, keep feeding off Katie and goal, and just kind of playing together.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Back to you, Joe.
Maria, for the moment, it's Sam Apuzzo on top of the leaderboard. Her productive opening half, driving her ahead of Taylor Marino, who will play in the nightcap. 5-2 Team Apuzzo after 2. Stick around. We'll share some thoughts from new mommy Britt Reed. Pretty good goalie, too, with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.
There's power in my voice.
When I use it.
To speak up for a cause.
To encourage the person next to me.
To help us hear the voiceless.
To represent my people.
To shine a light on the truth.
To show others what is possible.
To change the course of history. To remind you of the power in yours.
There is power in your voice,
but only when you use it.
Team Reed and Team Apuzzo have shut it down after 20 minutes. We're at the half at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Britt Reed definitely has her hands full on and off the field. A new mommy to baby boy River. Britt says she's loving life.
Being a professional lacrosse player and a mother has been the best thing ever and a true dream come true. River has taught me to live each day in the moment, that you can't look ahead because it goes by so fast. He's already about to turn 8 months and that really seems unreal, and I remind myself every day to live in the moment and to be here and be present because it goes by too fast.
Gilbert on the go, fires, and a nice stop there. Reed saw it all the way.
It's really exciting that he gets to be a part of it and be here and meet so many cool women and so many women that are doing really cool things, and I think that's what I'm most excited for him to be inspired by so many powerful women and realize that what women's sports are and grow up in the women's sports world, and as he grows up, hopefully see no difference between men's and women's sports.
Britt's one heck of a backstop, and Sun River will know it someday. Stay right there, folks. Plenty more to come at the half. When we get you back, we'll put some more details on the busy lacrosse and softball schedules with Athletes Unlimited this weekend. All's quiet for now. We're at the halftime break for Team Reed and Team Apuzzo, who are getting week 2 off to a really good start. The second of 4 weekends of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is going to keep us busy. Saturday and Sunday doubleheaders, both days 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Eastern. time starts here in Sparks. All 4 teams in action, ESPN2 all day on Saturday. Meanwhile, Athletes Unlimited Softball is back, warming up and getting ready in Rosemont, Illinois. Championship season number 4 on the diamond begins tomorrow. Deja Muli-Pola, a great catcher, beginning her defense of the Athletes Unlimited crown. Your attention, please, when we return. Courtney Martinez-Connor joins me. We'll have a look at first half highlights coming up for Team Reed and Team Apuzzo in just a second.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Third, the throw home, got her! Enough for Hens to be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
I am the women's manager of IL Women, and I'm so glad that you're all here.
There's power in my voice.
When I use it.
To speak up for a cause.
To encourage the person next to me.
To help us hear the voiceless.
To represent my people.
To shine a light on the truth.
To show others what is possible.
To change the course of history.
To remind you of the power in yours.
There is power in your voice,
but only when you use it.
Three of the last 4 goals on the board belonging to Team Apuzzo this Thursday night with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Aspiration. 2 quarters complete. We're at the half. Joe Beninati along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. So, Court, what's impressed you the most about Team Apuzzo and its chemistry in the first 20 minutes?
You know, it's hard to select a team, but she seems to have it down pat. She is the person who has been a captain the most in Athletes Unlimited, and she selects speed as well as players that complement one another well. So those are 2 of the biggest things to have that early connection.
Multiple goals in all 3 games last week for Sam Apuzzo, and she's done that again in the opening half, striking quickly.
Sam Apuzzo, it's all about players clearing space for them when they have mismatches. It's all about working together, finding those seams and those lanes. Sam Geyer's back, again, connecting with her captain. She's normally a Dodger, but then Amanda Johansson taking matters into her own hands yet again, scoring that 3rd goal. And then Sam Geyer's back getting a little bit of the ride in form, causing that turnover, a nice quick little 1v9. That takes a lot of composure. Courtney Fortunato putting that one away. And then one more for Sam Apuzzo, living at her home behind the goal.
Tough assignment today for Team Apuzzo, working against Britt Reed. Talented keeper in the cage, is piloting her team very well.
You know, she stands tall in the defensive end. She has made a lot of saves as we look at what she's done. 7 just in the first half of this game. She is quarterbacking the defense, but she does need for her offense to produce.
So we played 20 minutes so far tonight in Game 7 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3. Look at the cause turnover story at the bottom of the screen, heavily in favor of the team dressed in orange.
You know, they are making Britt Reed's team cough the ball up. Team Apuzo, they're being tough all over the field. It's not just the defenders causing turnovers, but those offensive players as well. They are dominating just about every single category that they would want to, except they don't have quite as many saves as Team Reed. Every other category in their favor.
Time for us to get back to work with quarter number 3. We'll have it for you in just a few moments. Britt Reed, you can have one on me. The final 20 minutes of regulation coming your way on ESPN. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, where players are challenged to unlock their unlimited potential. We've played 2 quarters in this, the first of 2 games today. Team Apuzo dressed in orange, winning each of the first 2 frames, banking 40 points for everybody on its roster and leading 5-2 as we get set for the third. These are the in-game leaders. Courtney, these are the players who have amassed the most points in just this game alone.
And not surprised that it's all orange. They have won each quarter. They are causing turnovers. That's plus 14. They're scoring a lot of goals. That's plus 12. So they'll continue moving up the board if they continue with this dominance over Team Reed.
5-2 for Team Apuzo. We send it to Maria Tribalpiece. She had thoughts with Britt Reed.
Britt Reed told me that she thinks if her team picks up the energy, it'll solve a lot of their issues. She wants to see them space it out a bit more on the attack. And defensively, she wants them to play together and not let Sam Apuzo's team dictate their pace.
Maria, that defense is shaping up now in front of Britt Reed. It's Kayla Wood, Kristen Carr, Ali Palermo, and Marge Donovan defensively in blue.
Joe, we're seeing a different defense, a zone-style defense, different from the man that they were playing early in that first half. A lot of isolation situations, so they're looking to stop that. They want to force Team Apuzo to pass the ball.
Griffin outside the 8-meter arc. Score from back there. You'll get 2 for the team, 16 for yourself. Geyer's back off the face dodge. Loves that left-handed shot. Share it for Apuzo. Feed it inside! And it's a slam dunk for Griffin.
Inside, Cookie Carr was trying to cover 2 players. We see her covering Dempsey Arsenal as well as Grace Griffin. As soon as those 2 split, Somebody else needed to take cover, and that's the tough part. You're playing an area in a zone, not necessarily a player. When two players come into your area, you need a little bit more help. That separation, Grace Griffin, Sam Apuzzo, her captain, eyes were up. Excellent feed, and Grace Griffin with the easy layup.
Grace Griffin, who scored against Team Marino last week, a 5-year starter at the University of Maryland, 3 seasons as a captain for the Terps. As Warden and Apuzzo re-engage inside the draw circle. Early stages of the third quarter, with Griffin giving Team Apuzzo its largest lead on the day. A muggy day. There are reports of rain in the vicinity. We are in Sparks, Maryland, 20 miles or so north of Baltimore in the Mid-Atlantic region. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3. On the eve of championship season number 4 for Athletes Unlimited Softball. We wish everyone all the very best in Rosemont, Illinois, as that season gets underway. Evans in possession. Nice look inside, just over top of the cross of Allie Kennedy. It's backed up by McMahon. Swinging on around for Evans. Monitoring her there, it's Ella Simpkins. Warden will take it from the top. Haley on the flip for Evans. Turning, ran right into the teeth of the defense. She was fouled there by Griffin. Should be a free position shot.
As she's stepping up to the line, it may seem easy, but 2 crashing defenders, one side to the other. She does have a quick takeoff.
Evans, little one-on-one with Katie Glynn. Fires, and Glynn rejects that. Both Katie Glynn and Britt Reed, in their 3rd seasons of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, both of them appear to be very locked in tonight, seeing the ball well.
You know, Katie Glynn, I love that she has a little ritual before stepping onto the field. Her dad warms her up, takes some shots on her. When I said, well, okay, he can't always be there. It wasn't always there in college or here at Athletes Unlimited. And she said, no, he is. Both of her parents, huge supporters. So there's just not even an option to not have him out there.
Ted and Debbie watching their daughter work. Dad was the coach of the rec school boys team in 2nd grade when Katie started to fall in love with this sport. Britt Reed looking to trigger a fast break. That pass is over top of Allie Kennedy. Taken off the turf by Ramsey. Unsettled situation now for Apuzzo. Looking to the inside. Great cut by Geyersbach. She scores.
Again, when you look at this cut in transition, they're waiting for time, they're waiting for space. Sam Apuzzo holding the ball. We see the defensive player, Ali Palermo, had forgot about Sam Geyersbach behind the goal. Defensively, you always want to be aware of your surroundings. Who is near you? Her eyes were upfield. She saw those players coming in front of her, but Sam Geyersbach, a sneaky little cut, very smart, as she has now scored goal number 7 for Team Apuzzo.
That looked like it was right back in the backyard in days gone by for Geyersbach and Apuzzo. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Coming into this weekend of play, the athletes had 42 helpers. That means 420 trees planted with their assists. The lead grows to 5 points for Team Apuzzo in orange. Apuzzo already with 3 assists. You get 4 points for every helper in Athletes Unlimited. This has been a blockbuster game for 14 in the orange, and for the moment, she's on top of the leaderboard. She's surpassed Week 1 leader Taylor Marino, the defending champion.
You know, the connections on the field, the connections off the field, just as you had mentioned, Sam Geyersbach, one of 2 best friends for Sam Apuzzo. Dempsey Arsenault with the ball, one of the others. Nobody's that competitive, but she said it's a close 1 and 2.
Geyersbach spins away from Palermo. Apuzzo drawing in against Wood. Keep it hot on the outside for Ramsey. Ramsey going to the cage, stick checked well there. And that was beautifully timed by Marge Donovan. It starts Kennedy back, running into a 4-on-3 fast break. Inside, Gilbert spins into trouble. Help for Scotty Rose Growney. She didn't come up with it off the ground. Taylor does. Courtney Taylor driving away as Gilbert gets back defensively. We near the midway mark of the third quarter. In this frame, Team Apuzzo has both goals, so they're leading the quest for those 20 quarter points. Team Apuzzo won each of the first and second quarters in this one. Team Marino and Team Colson coming up in the nightcap. You can see that game 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. Lizzie Colson, a new captain this week. Reed anticipating that ground ball. She left the goal crease. She picked it up and was fouled. And it'll be possession for the team dressed in blue.
I like that Cookie Card took a risk on that last defensive set. Sent a quick double team. Reed able to come up with the ground ball. Sometimes you need to catch the offense by surprise.
Courtney, do you keep a journal? Do you keep a diary?
I know where you're going with this. Tell me.
Cookie does. Off the face dodge. Great move by Evans. She bounced that one over top of the goal. Backed up by Gilbert as Growney will set it up. 35 seconds to shoot. I would imagine that Cookie had some interesting entries into that Everyday Lacrosse Journal after she was bumped up, injured a little bit last week.
And Cookie's always a player, has a very holistic approach to the game.
Warden's pass, that was a tough catch for Kennedy. Shot clock down to 14. Scotty Rose Growney. Her offense will sneak up on you. She had a 3-goal, 2-assist game last weekend. Off the split dodge, lets it go, and that's deflected away. Katie Glynn, another save.
And that's tough for that offensive possession. Anytime you're taking a shot, obviously you want to be able to back up the cage as well, because it's the player who's closest to when and where that ball goes out of bounds. So they're kind of just giving up free offensive time.
Glynn's save total is up to 7. 5 points for every stop in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse as we near the tail end of quarter 3. Sammy Jo Tracy jogging in. Sammy Jo, one of the few, if not only players in Athletes Unlimited that wears gloves all the time. Geyer's back to turn.
And it makes sense. She doesn't want her hands getting destroyed. I wore them in college as well because you're taking a lot of shots to the hands, or if you're an attacker, defenders are hitting those hands quite a bit.
Arsenal got her signals crossed there with Apuzzo. Apuzzo gets the ball back for the team in orange. Dempsey Arsenal above goal line extended. Sneak attack Apuzzo, knocked down by Reed. Loose ball comes up for Arsenal. Then she was tracked down and stripped of the lacrosse ball by Cookie Carr. 9 saves for Britt Reed. Carr going to the cage. Finds Gilbert, lets it go and scores! A much needed goal for Lauren Gilbert.
Much needed goal, a lot of teamwork, a lot of risk taking, and that's what Team Reed needs in order to get back into this game.
We need to step out to commercial break. Cookie Carr, defense to offense. Gilbert making it happen on ESPN. Lauren Gilbert just put an end to a 3-goal run for Team Apuzzo. It's 7-3 for the gang clad in orange in quarter 3 with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Friends, be sure to tune in tomorrow night. Athletes Unlimited Softball Championship season, kicking off season 4 at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. followed by game 2 of its doubleheader at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Deja Mulipola, the defending champ in Athletes Unlimited softball. So we have 2 minutes and 44 seconds to play in this, our third quarter. Allie Kennedy has her ears on, and she's listening in. Allie, what would be necessary to create this comeback in the last 12 minutes?
I think pushing transition is definitely key. You know, we've had a few opportunities early on and just before, and we're starting to capitalize, so definitely taking advantage of those and just continue to attack regardless of the score right now. You know, it's quarter by quarter and the games go fast, so we just need to capitalize on every opportunity that we have and just put the balls in the back of the net.
Allie, with your captain, Britt Reed, Cookie Card described her as calm and laid back, but quite intense. Do you have those same sentiments?
Oh yeah, I agree. I definitely love playing with her and not so much against her. She settles me down when I'm on the field, and I always trust her regardless of anything that happens, that she has my back on the defensive end and can score a goal, get an assist on the offensive push as well.
Allie, I know you're about to get busy on the field now for the remainder of this third quarter. We're going to listen in to you. We're going to ride with you, so please be as talkative as always and entertain the fans, entertain our viewers.
All right, I will do so in a clean way.
Yes, very good. You are live, my friend.
Thank you. Lauren, on that, if I'm pushing middle, I could have dragged more with more points, so it's not, I don't feed you on such a tough angle. No, you're good. It was just like we were both like running the same speed. Sorry. No, really? She better give me a call. She better. Let's go. Oh yeah. Oh.
So Allie gets back into position. We're going to be listening into her mic. Courtney, she loves the chaos around the draw circle, doesn't she?
I love the communication. You can hear the draw takers saying when and where to go. It's all about talking, setting one another up for success.
Watch pick, Cook. Step up. Good on. Good stick. Here, I'll get back. Get up. Get up. Get up. Two. Middle. I got up.
The Johansson shot that goes wide. Score in this quarter, 2-1 in favor of Team Apuzo. You're listening to Allie Kennedy's mic. Britt Reed hauls in save number 10.
Gilbert is being called for offsides. That's a tough break for Team Reed as they were looking to transition that great defensive effort into some offense.
So it's player up now. Player up for Team Apuzo in orange. See if Allie Kennedy will offer encouragement to her defenders.
Erica, when it's released, I'll go.
Apuzo in tight. Britt Reed hearing the cheers of Allie Kennedy. Allie directing traffic at the offensive end. McMahon sending that two-pointer wide of the cage. Quick restart for Gilbert. Bring it on around Rosenzweig. That one sent wide of the cage. Nicely backed up by Warden. Listening to Allie Kennedy's mic as she works through defenders. Yeah, Al is right. Allie, we appreciate it. Well done. Catch your breath.
Joe, I can't take and tell you enough how difficult that is to do, to run back and forth, the communication, the direction. Incredibly difficult for this U.S. team gold medalist.
We'll step away. We're 3 quarters complete. Final 10 minutes of regulation. Allie and friends have some catching up to do. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Team Apuzzo sweeping the first 3 quarters and holding a 7-3 advantage after 30 minutes of play. As we share with you the Athletes Unlimited leaderboard up to the moment, Sam Apuzzo has overtaken Taylor Marino in this contest.
You know, not surprised by that. She is currently in the game that we are calling. Britt Reed moving on up as she has had countless saves keeping her team in the hunt, but they have not won a quarter to date.
It's funny, they made the changes about the goalies, right? You see goalies 2, 3, and 4. This is how you earn your points individually in terms of stat points in Athletes Unlimited.
Anytime you look at this, you have to look at both the positives and the negatives. When we talk about goalkeepers making saves, some teams elect just to get the -2 for the entire team, not give a shot on goal, especially if it's a low angle one, because that's an easy 5 points for any of these keepers.
Just a reminder, Taylor Marino, Lizzie Colson, their squads will meet up on ESPNU. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the expected start time for that one, as Britt Reed moseys back to her crease. Team Reed trailing Team Apuzzo by 4 with 10 minutes to go. It was a 2-1 advantage for Sam Apuzzo's troops after 10, 5-2 at the halftime break. Then goals from Griffin and Geyers back for Team Apuzzo. One better than Gilbert, so Team Apuzzo wins the third quarter as well, in control in the final frame. Livy Rosenzweig, in this her Athletes Unlimited debut, former Loyola Greyhounds standout, wins the draw. 2 points for that. Rosenzweig, a injury replacement. Haley Radigan will be listed as inactive for the balance of this season. High-scoring Northwestern Wildcat national champion was injured over the first weekend of play.
You know, incredibly sad to see one of the rookies leave the field. Again, Rosenzweig, she was elected last year as a rookie, unable to play, so she is still getting used to Athletes Unlimited. It's a different format, teams changing each and every week, so despite the fact that she wasn't here in week 1, everybody's new on Team Reed.
Circle it up. Rosenzweig trying to get away from Dempsey Arsenal. Here comes help from Johansson on the double. Taylor was knocked down. Gilbert comes up with the ball, wheeling inside. Had that one deflected away. New keeper in the cage for Team Apuzzo, 99. Paulina DeFada is in goal now. Subbing in for Katie Glynn, there's Paulina. Soccer goalie growing up. Present day financial analyst, commercial real estate. She was with Team Marino in week 1, didn't get into any action, so Paulina gets involved now. With a yellow card assessed for a dangerous shot, Lauren Gilbert with a shake of the head as Team Apuzzo will advance and work player up. See the leaderboard, left side of the screen, ever changing. The colors to each side of the players' last names, the colors that they are wearing in this week. Fortunato hovering outside the arc. Griffin will share it for Arsenal.
Defensively, again, they're player down. This is a zone. They're playing a space, not any particular person. You beat that by moving the ball quickly, having cuts.
Apuzzo waits, finds Arsenal. Flick it down for Johansson. Great ball movement here. Geyer's back. Through the seam, Johansson, no shooting room. Trying to get underneath on Donovan, who stayed there well. Outstanding defense for Marge Donovan. As we have a chance to chat with Katie Ramsey, joining us for a chair chat as we are just early into the fourth quarter. Katie, this is your rookie season in Athletes Unlimited. How are you finding the festivities?
Oh, I love it. It's so fun. Everyone's so kind and welcoming, and it's just an honor to be playing among some of the best players in the world.
Katie, when you look at the team that Sam has put together, what do you think are your biggest assets?
I mean, obviously Sam has tons of experience. She's killing it on the draw, so that's a huge asset to us, and her dodges around the crease are just unstoppable. I think Katie Glenn had an amazing 3 quarters in goal, and we have a strong defensive unit, a really fit and athletic midfield unit, and a really shifty attacking unit.
Erica Evans on the board has made this a 7-4 game. 1-0 for Team Reed in the fourth quarter, which is worth 20 points. We're having a chair chat with Katie Ramsey. Katie, you told us on Media Day leading into this season, you wanted the opportunity to prove what you could do out there on the field. Are you getting those chances? Are you happy with what you're showing so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, getting to play with some of the best, I'm learning a lot from them, changing my style of game from what it was in college, and getting a lot of fun opportunities out there on the field.
Katie, you have a bunch of USC teammates here. I believe Deemer Class, one of your coaches, is also in the stands. What does it mean to play with players who were with at the collegiate level and now here at the pro level?
Yeah, I mean, USC is just so special to me, and even getting to play with alumni like Amanda Johansson and Izzy McMahon is just really an honor. I think there's a lot of special people in my life that went to USC, and I think it's a really special group of people that are trying to grow the game on the West Coast. And so to see those players in this league is a really cool opportunity to keep growing that program and keep growing the sport on the West Coast.
Kennedy inside, bounce shot, score! Allie Kennedy has made this a 2-goal game.
Katie, back-to-back goals that we are seeing now for Team Reed. What do you think is happening on the defensive end?
I mean, I think it's just, I'm a little superstitious, so it could be me in this chair. The second I got in this chair, we've scored 2 goals, but I think our defensive unit is strong, and we've got it. We're going to make the adjustments we need to make and answer back on the attack again, so I'm not worried about it.
Katie, thanks very much for spending time with us. We're going to free you up now. We'll move away from those superstitions. You're all done. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I get it. I get the superstitions. I used to never be superstitious as a player. And then as a coach, it was like, are my socks right? Am I doing the same thing that I've always done? So I feel Katie Ramsey on that one.
4 different goal scorers for Team Reed. Erica Evans has 2. The team in blue has the only 2 goals in this fourth quarter, trying to avoid the sweep. Team Apuzzo won the 20 points available in all the first 3 frames. And now Team Reed has the ball again with a dangerous Izzy McMahon on the fly. A 2-point lead for Team Apuzzo. Scotty Rose grounding, lets it go. It trickles through. She beat Defada from deep. It's 7-6.
Anytime there's a new keeper, you want to challenge her early and often. Sometimes a team can be complacent defensively. And again, they're not on the hands as much. That was one of those slow rollers inside. Defada Was able to come up with the stop. It just trickled in. But Team Reed, they are attacking the goal hard and fast. Scotty Rose Growney closing the gap to just 1.
Paulina DeFada exits. Katie Glynn gets back in there. Katie gets back to her goal crease. Team Reed with 3 goals in 67 seconds. Growney's second on the day, and all of a sudden, what felt nice and comfortable for Team Apuzzo is just a 1-point game.
No doubt about that. 3 quick goals in just over a minute. Excellent job by Team Reed.
As we step away, we prepare for, we're going to hold it right here for a moment. We're going to hold it right here for a moment as the teams huddle up. The officials are in conversation. The table official is Lynn Bowers. They're checking to see whether or not potentially this would have been a 2-point goal for Scotty Rose Growney. As we share this point of view with you, both feet have to be outside the arc, and there you can tell she's well within. So that's going to be just a 1-point goal and will remain 7-6.
You know, off of this captain's challenge, Team Reed loses nothing. The goal still stands. They have an opportunity to get a rest in addition to any of the timeouts that they have. I like the call. 3 quick goals, give a chance to talk things through, and they took a chance.
7-6 with 6.5 to play. The 1-point goal for Scotty Rose Growney gives her 2 on the day. Scotty Rose says she's interested in culinary school. She'd like to be a chef, at least a very good home chef. Players with so many different interests in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.
I wouldn't know a thing or two about that. I know you like to cook.
Love to cook. Too many years on my own have helped me become very proficient in the kitchen.
Wait, so me as a mom of 4, I should be a good cook? Is that what you're saying?
No, you've been busy all the time. Go, go, go in the Martinez-Connor clan. 1-point game. Rosenzweig making her Athletes Unlimited debut against Sam Apuzzo. Draw down, and it comes up for Dempsey Arsenault. So we have just a shade more than 6 minutes with which to work. First of 2 games today. Lights are starting to take full effect. The skies are darkening over USA Lacrosse headquarters. Team Marino and Team Colson in the nightcap, scheduled for a 7:30 Eastern Time start. Fortunato wheeling in against Donovan. Been impressed with Donovan's footwork in this, her rookie year in Athletes Unlimited.
Very fundamentally sound. Doesn't take a lot of leaping, cause turnover type risks. But with her good, solid defense just like this, she's able to come up with the ball.
There we go, right on cue. 80 has it. That's Donovan running for cover. A chance now for Team Reed to tie or perhaps take the lead if they convert for 2. Katie Glynn has subbed back in, the starting netminder for Team Apuzzo, as the whistle comes with 5.5 to go. Izzy McMahon, 7 multiple goal games for McMahon in her last 11, dating back to last season. She's been held in check so far today. We haven't been tied since a 1-1 count back in the opening quarter. Gilbert on the flip with Evans. Scotty Rose Growney way behind the arc. Sharing with Kennedy. Shot clock's at 18. McMahon to the alley. Marked by Simpkins. Gilbert, good stick check coming from Taylor, who's always in good position after she tries those takeaway checks. A long fling, no worries there for Glynn. Made the save on McMahon. 5 points for every goalie save in Athletes Unlimited. Katie Glynn's tally up to 9 stops. You have to clear in 20 seconds. Team Apuzzo has to get it across the midline in 4. And they do successfully. 4.5 left. All the scoring in this third quarter in favor of Team Reed, so they have the lead in terms of securing that 20 points for the fourth quarter alone.
And that's important. They're obviously incredibly close, just a 1-goal game.
Fortunato turns and scores.
Make that a 2-goal game for Apuzzo. Fortunato loving life behind the goal cage as she has extended the lead to 2. Fast break situations, Captain Sam Apuzzo carrying the team on her back.
Courtney Fortunato just put an end to a long drought for Team Apuzzo. Team Reed rallying in the 4th. It's 8-6 for the squad dressed in orange. Folks, Athletes Unlimited and Topps, they've unveiled the first ever set of trading cards that feature all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined into one set. The 200-card base set featuring 185 athletes from the 2022 seasons. They're available at major retailers such as Target, Barnes & Noble, hobby shops, and through Topps.com and Fanatics.com. Lacrosse players looking on, watching the best in the business on the field. Courtney, Britt Reed's team in the 4th quarter turned it up a little bit. They were trailing 7-3, and then they'd scored 3 times in 67 seconds.
You know, it's all about a change in mentality. They were using their speed, their athleticism, coming from the defensive end, top dodging Allie Kennedy. I love the fact that they were taking on their players, doing it hard and fast. Scotty Rose Browning thought she had a 2-pointer here. Nevertheless, she closed the gap to just 1. But then Apuzzo getting 1 more goal right before this little break. So they have the lead by 2, but it's still anyone's game.
Scoring those 3 against Paulina DeFada, who came off the bench to sub in for Katie Glynn. DeFada made a couple of appearances last summer in Athletes Unlimited. Scotty Rose Growney getting some refreshments in this her 2nd season. As far as this game is concerned, these are the players who have amassed the most points just in this game alone, all of those wearing orange.
No surprise there. They have earned 60 points in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd quarter. Every single time they get a win, everyone on that team for each quarter gets 20, but they have amassed a lot of caused turnovers. That's plus 14 for each and every one of those players, and each goal scorer getting plus 12.
Season number 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse tonight we're presented by Aspiration. Taylor Marino, the defending champion. Taylor Cummings, the inaugural champion. That season was 15 games. It was an extra week. This season runs 4. We'll name a new champion at the close of business on August 13th. You're invited to come on out and see us here in Sparks, Maryland at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Fun for the whole family with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 4 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Rosenzweig did draw against Apuzzo. That last strike for Fortunato ending a drought of nearly 13 minutes, 12:35 to be specific. As they battle for the loose ball, it comes up for Erica Evans. Her cousins, Sean and Turner, playing professionally indoors in the NLL.
And Erica Evans, a multi-sport athlete growing up. Hockey was one of her sports of choice in addition to lacrosse. Goes to show you take a lot of things from different sports.
Kennedy, a sidewinder. Stopped there by Katie Glynn. She had the angle. As Team Apuzzo will clear. Double figures again in the save total for Katie Glynn. She had 11 against Team Mastriani last week.
She makes it look so easy when she's making a stop, almost like that ball is moving in slow motion. Her eyes are locked in on that ball. That's the goalkeeper's job. Stay focused and disciplined.
Apuzzo looking things over. That pass is picked off. Beautifully intercepted by Britt Reed. The caused turnover for the goalie. That's worth 14 points for Britt. Back comes Team Reed in the blue. Jogging it ahead, it's Allie Palermo, outstanding defender at Northwestern back in the day. Allie, who credits Kelly Amonte Hiller as her mentor, her head coach in Evanston. Final 2:40. Nail-biting time for these two teams. The first of two games, Taylor Marino's squad against Lizzie Colson's in the nightcap. McMahon fidgeting around the arc. Haley Warden stopped there in her tracks by Johansson. Gilbert juggled it, shoulder to shoulder with Arsenault. There's a whistle.
And Lauren Gilbert is incredibly fast off of the line. She's going to have a free position attempt. She is speedy, quick. I do expect for her to be able to score this again with that quick takeoff from that line.
25 goal scorer last year in her rookie campaign. Gilbert from free position against Glenn. Steps in, fires, had that one altered. Nice defensive help there from Detweiler, the rookie. Team Reed now 0 for 2 on free position shots today.
And then that hurts as nobody was there backing it up. Again, the defense for Team Apuzzo, backing up that shot, running it out.
Courtney, how much time now do you take off the game clock if you're Sam Apuzzo's team?
You wait as long as you can before attempting to go to the goal. It's just a 2-point game, as you had referenced. There's no need to rush. You do not want Team Reed having the ball any more than what they need to.
Team Apuzzo gets Team Colson Saturday, 5 p.m. You can see that on ESPN2. Off the turnover, takeaway. A chance to run for Allie Palermo into a fast break. 4-on-3. Palermo, great look. Scotty Rose Growney scores. Back within 1. Scotty Rose Growney with a hat trick.
Scotty Rose Growney with back-to-back goals. Defense translating into offense. Allie Palermo, love that she drew a bunch of eyes onto her. People know that she's going to go to goal. Her eyes were up. Scotty Rose Growney popping into place right in time when she needed to, closing the gap. This is a game. Just less than 1:30 to go. Again, Team Reed has been working the draw well. Inside, Livy Rosenzweig has had Sam Apuzzo's number, so it looks like they've swapped out who's going to be taking the draw for their team as well.
Folks, everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out all the great gear, including the new Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse player name and number tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. Team Apuzzo leading in the draw circle. A 10-8 margin, even closer than that on the scoreboard. Can't fault Sam Apuzzo if she doesn't want to see Scotty Rose Growney again. Scotty Rose had 3 goals against her last weekend. Possession for Team Reed in blue. A 1-goal deficit, just over a minute left in the fourth. Cookie Carr pressured at the line. Battles and comes up with the scoop. Sends it ahead. Johansson there defensively, teaming up with Taylor to make the stop. A critical turnover for Team Reed.
It's all about the stick work, the stick skills, the extra set of eyes on the field, popping into place, helping your teammates out. But Sam Apuzzo's team, again, difficult in their ride as they were all over Cookie Carr and then Lauren Gilbert.
Then an offside card against Erica Evans is going to go player up for Team Apuzzo now. That's the double whammy with the team in orange having the lead. The offside call against Team Reed as there's a timeout on the field with 51.1 to go in regulation. Erica Evans, who's helped the comeback efforts, she has 2 today. Scotty Rose Growney with 3. In the fourth quarter alone, Courtney, double check me, I have 4-1 in favor of Team Reed. So they're well on their way to winning the fourth and avoiding being swept. Now the question is, can they get the fourth and the game?
That's right, 20 points are currently in their name for Team Reed if they continue to stay at that 4-1 mark. However, end of the game, there's an opportunity to get 45 points if they are able to create a turnover. Again, it's man down. You want to have your sticks in the air. You want to slide and shift, move on a string as quick as possible. In goal, Reed has been doing such a great job of reading the play. She was able to get her stick on one of the last feeds. So it's possible.
Courtney, Allie Kennedy is Mike. We can eavesdrop on the huddle here.
I can do it.
Let's go, you two.
No foul.
Do you guys feel good?
Let's go. Two on three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Just be hyper aware.
Hyper aware is the word as they break the huddle. Katie Glynn, you're sure that her eyes will be wide. Set and ready in that goal circle. Katie, double figures and stops. Right now, though, Team Reed is a player down after that offside call, so they're going to have to try and double as quickly as possible. And all the while doing it with Erica Evans, as you can see, in the penalty box.
I like the fact that they're starting with the double team on ball. Sam Apuzzo, you know that she can run. However, on the far side of the field, Reed is going to have to cover Sam Geyer's back. If she doesn't step out of the cage farther, that's an easy pass.
It's an easy pass right now for Apuzzo to look for her childhood chum, Sam Geyer's back. Because right now, Britt Reed's 20 yards off of her as the officials get things sorted out. Waiting for the resumption of play, the final 51 seconds in the fourth in a one-goal game. Apuzzo taking the shorter route to Arsenal. Player up in orange for Apuzzo working in. They're 6 on 5 at this end of the field after the offside call. 38 seconds left in the game. Showing no real intention to go to goal. More than willing to just play keep away now. Johansson serves it back to Arsenal. 25 seconds to go. Shot clock is turned off. And around the horn for Geyer's back. Team Reed's back to even strength. We're 6 on 6. Johansson is lurking along with Apuzzo. Time ticking down to a dozen. Griffin with Arsenal. Apuzzo. And this game of keep away will be successful for Team Apuzzo. They banked the 8-7 win in the opening game of week 2. Team Reed wins the fourth quarter, 4-1.
Sometimes the score doesn't show the tale of the entire game. It was a dominating effort the first 3 quarters for Team Apuzzo, and then Team Reed took over. Scored quite a few goals to start out this fourth, and that's a bright spot for them as they are looking into that next game on Saturday. They built the chemistry that they needed, and now it's just a matter of continuing it on. Sam Apuzzo's team did their job right from the very start, maybe let off the gas just a little bit.
As they huddle up, the team in orange victorious. Inside this game alone, Courtney Taylor, before MVP voting has been settled, Courtney Martinez-Connor, it's Courtney Taylor who sets the pace in this game for everybody in orange.
You know, you said her name countless times. She was causing turnovers on the field, pushing the fast break at the draw circle. But those 20 points are adding up for her. Grace Griffin, again, another one of those two-way middies. And you got to look at their goalkeeper, Katie Glynn. Again, huge job with saves on the inside. She was a defensive stalwart.
As we continue post-game, we send you to Maria Tribal Piece with Amanda Johansson.
Amanda, that came down to the wire. What was the messaging to your team in those final seconds?
Just be confident. We're all picked for a reason, and I think that Sam believes in all of us. So it was just stay composed, pass the ball around, keep our IQs high like we have the whole game.
Sam has been pretty good at picking teams. What's it like when you are selected by her? This is your second week on her team.
Yeah, I absolutely love being on Sam's team. If I could have picked a team this week, it would have been with almost the same exact players as we have today. So I'm really happy. Sam's a great captain, a great leader, and she's a winner, and I always would love to be on a team with Sam.
You're very vocal in those huddles. How important is that communication during the timeouts as well as on the field?
I think it's really important in timeout because what I tend to do is I'm an off-ball player a lot, and I like to see what they're giving us, and I like to try to see what we can do to set other people up. So when we get to a huddle, I just like to share my thoughts, and the team can do what they want with it, but I think it's been really awesome. We all kind of are agreeing on everything. We're going out there, and then we're just, finishing the ball.
It's been awesome to listen to your thoughts as well. Amanda, thank you so much. Back to you, Joe.
Maria, we appreciated Amanda Johansson doing most of her damage in the opening half for Team Apuzzo. The captain celebrating the 8-7 win over Team Reed in the first of 2 games on our airwaves tonight. Once again, your final 8-7 for Team Apuzzo. Just a reminder, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. More Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is coming your way. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, Maria Tribal-Piece, all the men and women in our technical crew, Joe Beninati, thanking you so much for your time. Team Apuzzo, in the first half, it looked like they were going to run away and hide. Team Reed, as you could tell in the fourth, made a spirited comeback, but one short. It's Apuzzo in the winner's circle this time around.